When did you know that you had fallen out of love with me?
I think there's a part of me that still is in love with you.
Wow. Wow. And her face, the shock on her face. So why did they break up? We're going to find out, probably. My name is Stefanos Afandos. My background is in behavioral science, trauma, somatics, and myriad other mind-body modalities. And I'm here to analyze this video. Can 30 questions, these 30 questions, save your relationship? I'm going to get straight into it.
I have an ex who I think I still may have feelings for. It would be good for her to know how I feel.
Okay, this one's interesting as well, right? So I have an ex who I still may have feelings for. And this is the part of us that longs for familiarity. Now, he may genuinely have feelings for his ex. He may genuinely want to continue to be with her. He maybe had some realizations after the space. You know, space can create a sense of polarity, a sense of greater attraction. And then if we incorporate fantasy into that space, we can start to fantasize about what was and what we don't have. We almost always want what we don't have, right? The grass is almost always greener. When we're together, the grass is greener. If we're not together, now that we're not together, the grass is greener. Now, some of that can be coming from unresolved patterns and wounds. Let's find out. Let's break this down a little more.
So she has no idea?
Yeah, no, she has no idea.
Why would it be good for her to know how he feels? What's he hoping for? What's he looking for? Is it his ego speaking? Is it real truth? Is there a genuine desire to get back together? These are questions we often don't ask ourselves. We don't think deeply and laterally about what we truly, truly desire. We almost just go on autopilot when it comes to relationship. We're unfamiliar with our own values, what we truly want out of partnership, what we're willing to give. And so we end up in this state of confusion, and often we take the easy path, which in most cases, it may not feel like it, but it is actually to break up. It's an easier path to take to break up than to do inner work, to explore the inner chasms of our being within the relationship and within ourselves that's required to break out of those patterns that are so familiar. I'm going to come back to those patterns in a moment.
We met in geology class, but it was over Zoom.
Mm-hmm. We just love rocks.
Yeah, we were talking, then I texted you, and then we met up, and we went on a fun little date.
See here in that he's leaning in, his body language is leaning in a little bit. She's leaning back ever so slightly. So I'm not insinuating that means that she's not into him and he's into her. However, he's warmer towards her. I find that sometimes people can be cool in their demeanor or warm in their demeanor. That's not, cool is not negative. There's not a negative connotation associated with that. And warm, there's not a positive connotation associated with that. It's more just in the expressive nature of self. And he's leaning in a little more. So I would say he is a little more attached, connected, and we know that from the beginning as well. But just look at their body language too.
I think both of us, to be honest. I feel like both of us kind of needed to explore a little bit and
learn what we want.
Yes, that's a good way of phrasing it. Oh man. Sexually, where can I improve?
Now that's a really big question, and he obviously prefaced it by saying, oh man. And you know, for men particularly, but for anyone, we do not like to be, our egos get hurt. This is why men go to porn so much, right? Because there's no rejection in porn. You can choose who you want. There's guaranteed satisfaction, almost guaranteed satisfaction. There's no body shaming in any capacity. And to ask, hey, where can I sexually improve? You know, no, it's not only that our egos don't like to hear that. Men that carry a strong masculine energetic, we define ourselves by the value that we bring to the world and to those that are important to us. And that's not just limited to sexuality. It's limited to the values that we bring, the intelligence that we bring, the attributes, the contribution to the community or to our people. Like, we define a lot of our self-worth by that. And that to me is rooted in our evolutionary psychology and evolutionary social psychology and biology as well. So this is a really big question. I'm super proud of him for asking it. I'm curious to see what the response is and how she responds, more importantly, not what the response is.
Be honest.
Go for it.
We're being honest. Okay. Head game.
Yeah.
Picking up the pace. You know, with head comes variety.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I like that they're embracing what their ex-partners are saying. There's some humility to that, and that leads to openness. and curiosity, and that leads to compassion and empathy and understanding, and that leads to deeper connection and intimacy and vulnerability. Irrespective of what their status is, whether they're together or not, whether they're friends or not, those labels are somewhat irrelevant. What's more relevant is how they're communicating and connecting. And importantly, as someone that's watching this, how do you like to communicate and connect?
I was a little bit peeved that you kissed Marcy on the dance floor, especially because we also kind of just stopped hooking up. So, felt a little weird, but
Yeah.
I'll get over it. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you still in love with her?
Yes. I don't think she realizes how much she still really means to me. Have you slept with anyone since we've broken up? Anyone I know?
Ooh,
Meg?
Here we go. Oh, she's being honest. I like it. She doesn't have to be.
You want to elaborate on that?
No, I
There you
don't.
go.
I think there's a part of me that still is in love with you. I think back to a lot of those.
Look at her
times we
face.
had, and I'm just like,
Shock, disbelief.
I don't know. I think I just kind of put a lot of pressure on the feeling of trying to get to this feeling of being in love, but
So you were never really in love?
no. I know I have a lot of love for you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just don't think it was working for me in that way.
I will say that honesty at least provides a platform for us to jump from and make more informed decisions about how we're going to continue to feel, how we're going to approach relationship, how we pursue and not pursue, and how we ultimately do deeper inner healing work.
I don't really see that happening.
Yeah.
I think for us, boundaries have been really tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that especially if we want to keep our friendship going, I think that it's probably necessary that we talk more about that.
Okay. I'm down.
Preach,
How was
brother.
it hearing that he was still in love with you?
That was weird, for sure. He's
felt
never
that.
told me that.
Do you think, honestly, with time, you'll get back together?
There's a part of me that wants to believe that.
Yeah.
From what I heard today,
She's a clear no.
it sounds like she's pretty over it.
Do you think
I'm
anywhere
glad
down
he's
the line you'll get back
recognizing
together?
that.
No.
Help him with his healing process. She's clear. Whew. Okay, what can we learn from relationships? So much juicier. Clarity, seeking clarity, being honest with each other, doing our best to regulate in times of challenges and difficulty, challenging times and difficulty within the relationship. Being curious about each other, learning to understand each other, knowing that we carry our own trauma and being aware of that so we can speak to that, know each other's trauma, and you can almost avoid deep conflicts and continuous repetitive conflicts that lead to breakups. Nothing wrong with breaking up, but do we break up too early meaning that we haven't learned and grown from that relationship, and also we haven't given ourselves fully to that relationship. So lots to learn here. I'll be doing more of these. Appreciate you all very much.